Okay, does anyone have a copy of that delinquent list?
I looked at it.
Out in the packet and stuff.
I looked at it. You've done a really good job.
Yeah, it is definitely smaller.
Yeah.
And so we're sufficiently threatening people.
Yes, you
With our
are.
iron fist.
I saw that.
And we trained Clint on how to do that yesterday.
Good.
So,
Good.
we kind of got like halfway through writing down all the procedures and stuff to update our procedures manual with that, and I was in such a time crunch. So we'll finalize the rest of that,
Okay.
and then I believe he's such a quick learner. I believe he'll probably be at the helm next month doing the list, and I'll just be over there writing. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks really good.
I want to say something about, without mentioning names.
Yes.
Account 1790, with it's approximately half of our $5,300 delinquency. I was looking through a bunch of old information looking for something else, and I came across a letter to this client, and there is evidently a contract in place. I have not found the contract,
Of course.
but the letter that I had to them shows the calculation of their rates in accordance with the contract. I thought, well, we really should address this when we're finalizing the ordinance, because we're going through and correcting everybody's rates supposedly. So, yeah, that's something we need to do.
Do we need to have an action item
take care
list?
of this.
Should we put it on the action item? Add it to the action item?
Yeah, you can add it, and I guess I would say revisit contract for services with the delinquent account holder. Jesse, that's probably the best way to
Put the
it.
number.
Pardon?
Give her the number of the delinquent.
1790.
okay, wait.
Count 1790.
Take it from the top. I was erasing my list.
And
Revisit.
Delinquent.
the contract with account 1790 in delinquent status. And I believe, I'm gonna check with Caitlin, but because we have a contract with them, I think that we can do this in an executive session, but I will make sure about that.
Okay. All right. Any public comments? Do we have anybody online? Jess?
Just Caitlin.
No. Public comments?
The person who was 4 million gallons leak, so Jesse sent that person a letter and no response?
No response yet.
What is your next, how are you going to handle this going forward?
Well, we haven't even approached the due date yet, so.
Oh,
It's
understand.
30 days.
Yeah.
Got it. That
So,
makes sense.
But yeah, follow up, if I don't receive a payment or anything like that, follow up with a certified letter on that leak letter. The nice thing about it is that, we're at the end of May now, so if worse comes to worse, if we don't get a response, which we will indicate in that letter, you know, at the end of July, we have the ability to certify this unpaid balance to the property tax roll. If you want to avoid that, payment needs to be made, so.
So that's the
Then
only,
also, we have our delinquency policy, so water shut off, turn on payment, things like that.
oh, so you can do, that's very effective.
Yeah, because it's their
But
overage.
putting it on the
Water bill.
county won't affect them. Most people don't even care that you do that. You put it on the,
Well, it is part of, because it's on their regular bill, it's a regular water and sewer payment, so we have all the rules in order or in place to do the delinquency.
that would be very effective if you say that. All right. And when you talked about the audit, Colleen, you mentioned the reserve, and I always think, for me, I'm probably wrong, is the reserve the $8 that we put in, or no, it has nothing to do with that? Because I never know the wording, what you call the $8 fund.
No, most people wouldn't. It's when we borrow money, in this case we're talking about the LID, but whether we do it through an LID or the SRF loan, we are required to set up reserve funds, and what they're for is if there's ever non-payment delinquency, that money, we can't touch it, it's there to pay off
Satisfy
the
the loan.
indebtedness
Makes
or
sense.
delinquency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And both IDEQ, I mean, every lender
Yeah.
that loans to this type of situation requires it.
Right. So what do we call the fund that we all
The
put the
$8.
$8? It's called the $8 fund.
No.
Well, that one right now, we have put that in as, what is it? It's SRF loan payment fund. That new account, we put the $8 in.
Capital Facilities Fund.
Oh,
And then, yeah, that goes,
No, the
the
one for
account-
P&I at Mountain West.
yeah,
that
SRF loan reimbursement.
we- Yeah.
Oh, and I know you always say it on the when you give the budget, but I can never remember what it's called. So how much is in that fund right now? I remember we were up to 40,000, I think, in that fund.
More than that.
Our treasurer's report, we are at 64,481.
Oh, so okay,
Yeah.
we're it's
As of
climbing.
April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, and Jesse, last time I looked on the website, which was probably 3 days ago, the last time there were minutes was in March. So unless you updated it in the last 3 days, there were no April meeting minutes.
We just approved the April meeting minutes today.
Oh, is that why? You
Yeah.
just approved
We
that
do
today.
trail one
I always know
thing.
it's a month behind, but I
Yeah.
feel like I'm going into June, so I thought April would, for some reason, it
Yeah,
seemed
I know, it
late.
gets me sometimes too, but yep.
It
we
seems
just approved
so-
those today, so then they'll go on
Yeah.
the website.
Okay, so April was just getting done now. Wow, it's really it seems like 2 months behind in my head.
Right.
Because
It does.
in my mind, I'm going into June. All right, so got that. The letter that Caitlin wrote, can that go on the website under correspondence, or maybe you don't have a correspondence, but that can't go on the website? That's a good letter to
Which
have on
letter?
the Caitlin wrote. Sorry, on the 8-acre subdivision about development subdivisions and
Oh,
Will serve? That's
not the will
specific
serve.
to-
Not the will serve.
the letter
She's
to.
talking. What are you
That
talking?
is the well-served letter.
Are you talking about the will serve
Yeah.
letter? Oh,
That's not something.
specific to a parcel.
Okay, fine. Right. I thought it was be good to have on a website personally. And then the last thing, I'm throwing Allie under the bus.
You're throwing who in?
me.
Allie.
Cover up, Ally.
Oh, don't do that.
Is this where you're going on vacation?
I didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, she's leaving.
You think she's my friend?
Yeah, well, I'm throwing her under the bus. Anyway, so, you have Ted and Sean for baby days, and I'm not sure why you need
Clint.
thank you. And Clint's being paid. So
Yes.
I'm just saying, as a customer, it's a public utility. Using that money for baby days does seem, in my opinion, a little frivolous. But that's all I'm going to say. So I would question that. That's.
Sheryl, part of that is we're required on this certificate up here that we have to have public awareness meetings.
Okay. I want the baby days booth.
Yeah.
I just was. It's Clint. You don't get paid. You're volunteers. We're not. Public money is not going to pay you. But technically,
Yeah.
we're paying Clint
I
for
would
his
put it
time.
under education and training. That's what I would put it under, which we
Standing
do.
at baby days.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, and actually, if Ted is able to help him like he's gonna look, we will need.
We have things like this to
Possibly,
do to go out on
yeah.
baby days at our
So,
booth.
I'd
Oh, I
say
love
we
the idea of the
gotta
booth.
really get that.
That's not what I'm
Yeah.
questioning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, so if Ted's able to help him, spell him and
Yeah.
that, we
If
won't
Ted's
need
able,
Clint.
yeah.
But we should know that
Right.
well in advance.
Okay, I was just giving
Yeah.
an opinion.
And we can also say to Clint, don't work Wednesday and work Saturday. I mean, it could be that, because he has a flexible schedule. So, but I really think it's good education for him and to meet the public, and also to listen to Ted or Sean talk to the public, so he can, I see it as an educational thing, which we do. We educate our employees.
I'm all for education.
Yeah.
I question the baby days education.
Okay.
Okay, we're good.
Speaking of education, we do have the ICC TFOA training coming up in September, which would be great for Clint. I know he's been reading our open meeting laws and
Yeah.
learning that front to back to front. He definitely got the importance of it at this meeting because I'm like, okay, you know, these are the things we need to watch for and make sure it stays on topic. We're getting our motions. He's like, oh, so this is like our Bible. I'm like, oh yeah. So
can you put that on the agenda for next month?
yeah, I can
For
do
us
that.
to approve it?
ICCO, it sounds like
Do you
a
have anything
hacker
else?
code.
It's so long. It's like ICC.
Yeah, sewer rates aren't going up though on this repeal and repeal and replace. Sewer rates, you're not raising the basic sewer rate from $26. You're just doing the inequities, correct?
That's what we're doing now, but I sure can't tell you that it's not going to happen because our cash flow on the sewer side for the last 3 years has been deplorable, and
But once you start getting in the inequities, people paying, you're
yeah,
going to see money like you've never
We're going
seen.
to see increase in.
I don't think you're going to need
Definitely.
to raise
But-
the rates
but
when you.
we have to see, like I say, you go back where we've got 60%, you know, we're operating on 60% of the funds we should have coming in.
Yes, but
on
I
sewer.
still will
So
say when you
it's
fix your
not simplistic.
when you fix your water inequities, you won't need to raise anyone's rate.
Well,
I
and the
don't.
sewer inequities too.
Right.
Well, it's not saying
Or-
that we won't raise them, but that at this time, there's no plan, and I doubt it would be anytime this year,
Okay.
you know.
I'm not gonna make any
Right.
statements.
No, you can't
because
say forever.